Hi guys, welcome to another awesome coaster countdown. Today, I will be counting down my top 7 favorite roller coasters at the Universal Orlando Resort, which are two of my home parks, which include Universal Studios Florida and Universal Islands of Adventure. Which both those parks have 7 roller coasters, well, 7 coasters in the whole resort. And also recently got the opportunity to ride the new Hagrid's Magical Creatures and Motorbike Adventures. So now that I've done that coaster, now I can accurately make another coaster list, and my opinions of Universal coasters have definitely changed over the years. The last time I did this, it included Dragon Challenge on here, which is they closed that coaster down unfortunately to build the Hagrid coaster. But it's still a fun idea to count down my favorite coasters from worst to first. So without further ado, let's get started. So taking the number 7 spot is going to be Woody Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster, which is just your standard kids coaster, so naturally I'm going to be putting this coaster in last place. Coming in number 6 is Fly the Hippogriff, which has better theming than Woody Woodpecker, but it's another kiddie coaster, so you can only rate it so high. So it also has a bit of a larger layout, so that's why it's a bit higher than Woody Woodpecker. But still, just your kiddie coaster. So coming at number 5, which we're getting to the major coasters now, is Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, which is like an indoor, like dark ride style roller coaster, which this is a very fun ride. It does have some coaster elements, so that's why it's on this list. But the coaster is so immersive. Oh my gosh. When I first rode this coaster in 2014, I was simply blown away just because of all the technology that this ride had. I mean, it's still a fun ride in general, but I don't know, I'm more of an enthusiast. I'm not really GP. Universal's more of like a GP park, if you could say. It's kind of like Disney, Disney Universal rivals. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But like the theming on this ride is absolutely spot on. It is incredible. I mean, you can't go wrong with the giant fire-breathing dragon outside, right? But yeah, I mean, just in general, Diagon Alley is an incredible area, and this ride, the whole experience is an incredible experience. Like, it's just a really awesome attraction overall. I absolutely really enjoy this ride. Coming in number 4 is going to be a bit of a sad one for me to rank for this, because this is a coaster that I've been riding for a while, but coming in number 4 is Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, which, the reason why, I used to think this was the second best at Universal, but let me tell you, every time that I keep riding this coaster, I always just get disappointed by it, and I'm just kind of like, I feel like this coaster is starting to lose its glory in a way. Like, don't get me wrong, this is still an excellent ride, and I definitely like this coaster, but I don't know, like, some of the parts of the ride are just kind of bland and dumb. Like, I don't know, like, there's just also too many mid-course brake runs on this thing. And also, I just feel like the drop's trimmed to death, and yes, this thing is rough. It is a very bumpy ride. Not headache-inducing in some spots, but like, I don't know, if you sit in row 3, it is a pretty painful experience. Now, don't get me wrong, this coaster does have some cool elements, like the vertical lift is fun, the drop, even though it's trimmed, it's still fun. I absolutely love the non-inverting loop, the treble clef is nice with the helixes, but other than that, it's just kind of, There's just, part of the ride just has no substance to it. I don't know. Maybe it's just to make the ride longer, I don't know what it is. I feel like this coaster, for me, well also like, for me, I feel like this coaster's starting to get kind of old now. Like, I absolutely loved this coaster so much when I was kind of GP, if you know what I mean. But like, I don't know. I feel like it's getting old now. I feel like, I will say this, I have ridden this coaster more than any other coaster on the planet. I don't think I've ridden a coaster more times than this coaster. So I think that's one of the reasons why Rocket's starting to lose its glory for me. Okay, so Kraken's another example of a coaster that I've ridden so many times. But for me, Kraken still has its glory. It's lost a little, I think it still has it. But this coaster, I don't know what's up with this coaster. Like I said earlier, it's a fun ride. It has some great ejector moments. That's one thing I like about Rocket, is the airtime is so cool. But the ride itself, I don't know, it's just kind of bland in my opinion. Fun ride, but kind of bland. That's that. So, coming at the number 3 spot is going to be Revenge of the Mummy, which is the Premier Rides indoor roller coaster And let me tell you, this is by far the best indoor roller coaster out there. This thing is so much fun. Oh my gosh, I absolutely really like this attraction. The special effects combined with the dark ride elements and the twists and turns in the dark, it's so much fun. And recently they've refreshed all the effects, so that's why I prefer this over Rip Ride Rocket now. This coaster is just absolutely awesome. Like, it is a kick-butt ride, and you can never go wrong with a ride on Revenge of the Mummy. It is an absolutely awesome attraction. Plus, it's super smooth, and it's just overall an amazing ride. So coming at number 2 is going to be Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. That is the new ride. And let me tell you, when I first rode this coaster, I waited 3.5 hours to ride this coaster. Yes, I was that desperate to get this credit. But let me tell you that the 3.5 hours were worth it for this coaster. And this coaster is just so much fun. Literally, this coaster left me just breathless afterwards. Like, the launches are so much fun. This coaster has more launches than any other coaster on the planet. It is also Florida's longest coaster. There's so much track length on this thing. And really, this has so many unique elements to it. And I love how you have a motorbike car and a sidecar car. Like, it just makes it so unique. And the queue line is really detailed. The coaster is detailed. I had a hard time debating between this or Mummy as the second best, but I decided to go with this one just because of the use of animatronics and no screens. Because recently Universal's been adding so many screen rides, so it was great to have a coaster with full-on animatronics. That is super cool. And also, spoiler alert, it has a free fall track, which, like, if you know Verbolten at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, it's the same thing. Even though I do prefer Verbolten's free fall track over this, I think the free fall track on this thing is so much fun. And also, it has a backward section too. Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure is just an incredible experience that you can never go wrong with. And right now, I would recommend waiting a little bit to get on this thing because the lines have been stupid long for this thing. Like I said earlier, when I first rode this coaster, I waited 3.5 hours to ride it. But for that, it's worth it. Like, the coaster is so much fun. Like, yeah, and that's that. So coming at the number 1 spot shouldn't be no surprise. This is the Incredible Hulk coaster. And just, let me say, this is one of my favorite coasters, period. This will always be a favorite of mine. This coaster is so much fun. Each time that I ride the Hulk, it always grows on me more and more and more. It's very intense, very smooth. I love the onboard audio on the coaster. And it just feels like a powerhouse. Like, the way that you go through all the versions and the way that powers through the versions, it's just amazing. And a launch tunnel, you can never go wrong with that launch tunnel to the Zero G World. That's an awesome moment. One of my favorite coaster moments just because of how iconic it is. And literally, like, the last few times I've done Hulk, like, I've just been graying out just because it's so intense on that especially that Cobra roll. And a night ride on this, oh my gosh, you can never go wrong with a night ride on the Incredible Hulk coaster. And that's why the Incredible Hulk at Universal's Islands Adventure is my favorite roller coaster in all of Universal Orlando Resort by far. So, that will do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment down below what are your favorite coasters at Universal. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more countdowns in the future. Also, don't forget to check out Theme Park High Productions on Instagram for more content and more updates. Link will be in the description below, and I will see you guys next time. Have a theme-tacular day.